What's up, comic fans? It is time for that new comic book day haul plus review. So we'll get into some of the newer books I picked up this week, or some books from previous weeks. Plus we got some 50 centers, and we're gonna get into it all right after this. Welcome back. All right, let's do it. Let's start off with some 50 centers. These are like the last 4 50 centers I had left over from the last time I went to my 50 cent warehouse that's out here. They're all Marvel books, so we'll get into it. First off, we got Stripes, Strike File, and Executioner Addendum. So yeah, you know Strife. And I think this is a wraparound cover. If you were collecting in the 90s, you should know about this. And basically these are it's an addendum. He's got files. Stripe's got files on all the X-Men. Or X-Mutant people. So pick that up for 50 cents. Some 90s goodness there. Then we got Double Dragon. So yeah, we got the Newsy Double Dragon. Trying to say if I knew the cover artist, but don't. And this was Andy Cooper, by the way. Andy. Alright, we got Silver Sable. I know a lot of y'all picked this up back in the day. The foily cover. Silver Sable, all embossed. Dan Panosian was on that cover. And then we got the last issue of Excalibur 125. Yeah, the last of volume 1. So 50 cents on those. Alright guys, those were the 50 centers. Now let's get into this week's books. I said that with a question mark because not all the books I'm showing you are from this week. Because we're going to start off with the Fantastic Four. This was 28 and 29. These are the Disney What If variants, Fantastic Four. They moved them off of Spider-Man and started doing them, you know, on the Fantastic Four with Fantastic Four covers. Basically, 28 is before One World Under Doom, and it shows, you know, Reed and Sue. I don't know, I blanked there. Going to try to find a sword that, with the help of the Black Knight, that can cut through the force field around Latveria. Anyway, they managed to find a sword, but Doom had some stuff. Doom kind of makes his way into the picture. He kind of realizes what it is, uses Reed and Sue to help find the sword, and then destroys it. So, yeah. And then 29 is after One World After Doom, and it's Sue, the Thing, and She-Hulk, the sensational She-Hulk, all hanging out. There's some vampires, and then Reed Richards gets involved and develops not a cure for vampirism, but a snack, if you will, all organic, if you will, or plant-based. Doesn't have to be organic, plant-based, that helps to satiate the hunger of the vampires, which Doom had some propaganda going that blamed vampires for a lot of issues, and so people are just going crazy trying to kill all vampires, and now there's no reason to kill the vampires because they're all, you know, satiated. So the Fantastic Four win a small battle in the overall war against Doom and his rule on the world. Alright, pick this up, The New Gods, issue number 2. Ron V's writing this. Really good. I can't complain about it. I had read issue 1. I really liked issue 1. And I believe they're up to issue 4 now. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure issue 4 came out this week. I'm pretty sure. so I hadn't read issue 2 yet, so I picked up issue 2 and I read that instead. I really like it, so I'm probably gonna go back and get issues 3 and 4. So far, so good on the New Gods. Basically, Orion has been tasked with killing a child, a baby, who can be a new god. And the baby is prophesized to bring on the end of the New Gods. But Orion doesn't want to do it, but he's gonna do it because the Allfather told him to do it, or his dad has told him to do it. But anyway, he does go to Mr. Miracle and he's like, hey, if you can stop me from killing this kid, do it. Otherwise, the kid's dying. And so Mr. Miracle's taking it upon himself. And then Barda finds out, she gets involved. And so, yeah, that's where we're at. Big Barda and Mr. Miracle gotta stop Orion from killing a kid. And the new gods are involved, like all of them. Right. Assorted Crisis Events, issue number 1. This is an anthology story. So what you have here is, pretty much one-shots, one-time stories. So the next issue will have some different stuff, but they all seem to involve different assorted crisis events. This one is time. Time has been pretty much disrupted and destroyed in this world. People from the past or the future end up in current timelines. People end up getting sucked into the past or the future. This revolves around one lady who lives, in this world and kind of what her daily, day-to-day life is with all these temporal disruptions happening in the world. It's a little crazy. They're filming a film or a movie outside of her house, and so I think she kind of, with everything that happens, loses grasp of what reality was, what was a film set, and what is reality, and you kind of see the deterioration of this individual, as time becomes almost meaningless. It's a good book. I like it. Dennis Kent works on that one, so he did a really good job with that. I want to say critically acclaimed, but at least a lot of buzz on this book. Bug Wars number 2 by Jason Aaron came out, and Mahmoud Azrar. I always have a hard time with his name. Pretty cool, pretty good. This family moves back into a house where their dad was murdered, supposedly by bugs. The youngest child finds like an amulet that shrinks him down, lets him into the world where these bug wars are happening, and he's captured, put into some trial, and things are happening. So his amulet, I think, is also damaged during the fight, so he's not at full power, if you will. But when he was at full power, he had like awesome might and was just like punching bug guys' faces off. It's a fun book. I'm probably gonna get issue 3. I wasn't so in love with issue 1. I think a lot of it was because it was hyped up so much that I was expecting, my expectations were like sky high, and then I was like, I don't know what everybody's talking about. And then I read issue 2 and I was like, alright, it's good. We have Who Are the Power Pals? 2 washed up actors who did a TV show, lasted I think 3 episodes or something like that, called The Power Pals. End up putting on their suits to try to make money, the same way that when you go to Times Square or go to Hollywood, you got the characters dressed up as different things, and you take pictures with them, give them a buck. Well, that's the same premise here. They do that. They end up kind of saving the day, if you will, for one person who gets harassed by one of those characters. Goes viral. And then, one of them is like, really enjoyed helping people. Was like, I'm gonna put on this costume to continue to help people. And the other one had more reservation about it, but saw that their video was going viral. And even if it was bad publicity, was still, pubbed. And so they were like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. So one has a kind of more of a righteous approach to it, and the other one, not so much. Just wants to be back in the public eye. And at the end of it, we find out that those characters are copyrighted by what appears to be a mob entity. So we'll see where the future issues of that. Go. Really interested in it. We have Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger, number 4. We're getting more origin story, more background story, more, just more gunslinger, if you will. Told by Jimmy Palmiotti. Yeah, I mean, it's $2.99. It's a Western. It's a Spawn Western. How can you go wrong, okay? So, I've been enjoying Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger. Here we go. G.I. Joe, issue number 5. Got Destro on the cover here. Basically, the Joes are captured by Cobra, and they're at their base. And in this issue, we have Duke, effing stuff up as he escapes from the clutches of Cobra and Destro and all that other stuff. All sorts of craziness happens. Duke is pretty bad, and you know what I'm saying. Trying to eliminate some words, make this more kid friendly. Anyway, he's a Banff bad butt mother, and he does. It's a cool issue. I've been enjoying G.I. Joe. It feels like a lot has happened in G.I. Joe, and I think a lot of it had to do with those character specials, right? You had Duke, you had Cobra Commander. It just feels like there's so much lore already in this series, even though G.I. Joe's only on issue 5. So a lot packed in, pretty cool. Miles Morales, Spider-Man, number 1. We're switching from the indies, and we're now on Marvel. This is probably the second best Spider-Man book out of Marvel, and probably one of the better books, maybe top 5 out of Marvel. I've been enjoying Miles Morales Spider-Man. Cody Ziegler writing it. He's a really good writer. You got a team up, right? Miles Morales and Deadpool. Basically, Deadpool took on a contract by Agent Gao to kill or eliminate Miles. Ends up hurting Glorp, and who's Miles' shape-shifting twin, if you will, and he feels bad about it. So Deadpool decides to help out Miles, and that's where we are with this one. Crime fighting and all that good stuff. Kind of an apologetic Deadpool, if you will. Good issue though. That's it, I guess, for Marvel. We had one Marvel book this week. I was expecting more. I mean, we read those Fantastic Four books too. So this is Catwoman. Now we're at DC 74, falling into place. Basically, Catwoman has many aliases, and one of her aliases is being hunted down to be killed. She knows there's some secret stuff about her in a vault, in a safe, and she's trying to protect her overall identity as Catwoman. So it's been a pretty good read, actually. This is like on the second arc of this story, so I like it. I like Catwoman. I like the direction that they've been going with the book. All right, we have some Absolute Flash this week. Jeff Lemire writing Absolute Flash. Good. It's a good book. I enjoyed it. I'm going to pick up the next issue. I'm going to pick up Flash number 2. Absolute Flash number 2. I've been enjoying the Absolute universe across all the books. This one's interesting, right? We have a Flash here. So we have Wally West, and we have Barry Allen in here. Wally's the kid, Barry's the adult. A lot of stuff happens. They meet each other. Try to be friendly. Wally's dad is a scientist in the military. He's all over the place, moving here, moving there. Some stuff goes down. Wally ends up with flash powers. Barry Allen ends up possibly dead. And that's where we leave off with Absolute Flash. And he's being tracked by some metahumans, sent out by his dad to retrieve him, to get him back. So his dad is all about the work and not so much about the kid. And the mom is no longer in the picture. Here we go. Absolute Batman, number 6. A lot of things go down. This is kind of the ending of the first, first overall arc volume of this book, with the Black Mask. And we do have a cameo, kind of little side story with the Absolute Joker in this one. So, Absolute Batman has been insane, bombastic, whatever word you want to use. Awesome book, though. Really great read. I can't wait to keep reading this book. When I first heard about it, I was a little bit apprehensive about this, but since we've started reading it, it's a great book. All right, guys, that was my new comic book day haul plus little review with some 50-cent books mixed in there. So if you like the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Go ahead and throw me a thumbs up, comment down below. Do what you do. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to get ready for this week's books. I will see you later. Peace out. Deuces. Chink. We're out. We out. We're out. We're gonna get into it all right after this.